Hello, how are you doing? Welcome to Youth Split by Pefasio Kimau Youth Online. I am your host, Shel and Angela. Today we are back again with our series, Youth and Money. I know last week we had a break and I hope it was impactful to you. And today I am so excited because we are talking about investments. And with me, I have a very special guest with me, Angela Muchivi. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you, Miss Njoku.
You're welcome to Youth Split.
Thank you so much.
Yes, and it's an honor having you. Thank you. Tell us something more about Angela.
Okay. My name is Angela Muchivi, as she said. I'm a financial advisor, and I've had a wealth of experience in the marketplace. Basically, I'm passionate. I love what I do, and I put all that I have into it.
Okay, that's a good one. Now to get started, tell us what is investment?
Okay, investing is putting in your money in financial schemes like SACCOs, shares, or commercial ventures with the aim of getting a profit or an appreciation, like in the case of property.
Yes. And to get started, I want you to tell me whether this is a myth or a fact. I need a lot of money to invest, to start investing.
I need a lot of money is a myth to me because in most cases, you do not need a lot of money to do anything. Like you said, whoever can be trusted in little can be trusted in much. So you don't need to have a lot of money to do something. The tree of wealth starts with a small seed.
That's a good one. Being young, do I need to? I'm young. I don't need to invest.
Well, that's still a myth because it's when we are still young and when we're still having that energy that we need to channel it to something that will give us and benefit us in the future. So one needs to sit down and have time to learn and immerse themselves into something that will profit them later in the future.
I need to have a lot of knowledge to start investing.
Well, in the part of knowledge, you don't need a lot as such that will make your mind go crazy.
Yeah.
All you need to do is strategize and determine what are you looking at. Then go out there and find out exactly what it entails for that particular project that you have part-time.
Yes. So let's talk about fear of investment. Why do we fear investing? That I'd rather have this amount of money in my bank account. I know I have this amount than go put it somewhere and my bank account is zero. Why do we have that fear?
Well, most people are crippled by fear. I'll say that fear cripples us because the moment it's all about our thought process, because everything is created in our minds.
Yeah.
Like the moment you say, I can't do this because the world will give us so much limits, but it depends with what you take in and what you want to do for yourself. Like which one will you take in and filter? Okay, like let's say you filter what comes to you.
Yeah.
So you take in the positive and leave the negative and forge ahead.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think I love the fact that in all the talks that we've had, we are just talking about the thought process when it comes to money. And I think that's something that we should start taking note of. So let's get to different avenues of investment. Where can I invest?
Number one thing I would say that one has to have faith. Because everything that happens in our lives, like when you look back, it begins with a faith process.
Yeah.
So the moment you put yourself like, I probably want to engage myself in buying a property, buying stocks, or venturing into a commercial venture, let's say partnership with someone to do a particular thing that will generate money, one has to sit down and evaluate and probably get an advisor or people that are well versed in that area. For example, you will not go to a carpenter and ask them how to invest if you're not interested in carpentry.
Yes.
So
yes.
you definitely have to find someone that is well versed in that particular project that you're looking at and go find out. And not only just one person, but you're told that in the council of 2 or 3 people, then you'll find an answer.
Yes.
At the end of the day, it's you that decides what you want. So you have to find these people that are wise, who have been in the business for a very long time. And find, sometimes, like we said, fear cripples us, and people just have to come out. These people are willing to help us. The only problem we have is we never ask.
Yes.
We have that notion that, this is a rich person and I can't engage them. So like you see, again, that is a thought process.
Yes, yes.
But these people, you find that they're very willing to assist you. They are very humble and they welcome such questions.
Yes.
In most cases, I would say that even if you are invited by someone, let's say, who is well off, instead of us, if they invited us out for something, for coffee or dinner, most of the times people will look at what can this person buy for me, like to eat, to consume. So the king's stomach will rob us of an opportunity to get to ask this person, like, what did you do for you to get here?
Yes.
And in most cases, you find that these people began from way back there. Probably they did not have anything. And everyone has an opportunity to grow in the investment world.
Yes.
So, like I said back, it's our thought process, the way we think. So we have to transform the way we think. Yeah.
So let's say I have identified business A. I want to invest in that business. How do I understand its intrinsic value? Help us break down that.
The intrinsic value of a business is the liquidity of that business. The ability of the cash inflows that come in and what goes out and what is it doing. So for you to have at the end of the day a balance sheet, when you cannot balance your sheet, then there's something wrong and you have to go back and see what mistakes are you making. Nobody just woke up and they became successful at what they do.
Yes.
They definitely do it by learning through experiences. Like you have to fail fast for you to learn and have experience and know how to do it better. Because the moment you fail, then you look for avenues to now correct whatever you've done wrong and rectify and do it again. Because number one, you'll have mastered you will have conquered that fear of that I will fail. Most of the times we need to conquer that fear of failure. So the moment you've conquered that and your first failure comes, you're able to pick yourself up and run again.
Yes.
And you do much better.
Okay. Now, well, I'm interested in a business, and when investing is a risk, right?
Yes.
And I want to put my money to this company or business or a land. How can I calculate to know that within the next 10 years or 5 years, this business will be worth this and this?
Okay.
Yeah.
In most cases, Like you said, you want to invest in what exactly? So I can give my...
Let's say I want to buy shares of a certain company.
Okay. Let's say, for example, you want to buy shares. You need to get an expert in the stocks market,
Yes,
and
yes.
that would be a stocks broker, and do a background check on what can that person do for you. You might not be well versed. That is why we say that you get to employ people that will do the job for you. You don't necessarily have to have gone to school to know about stocks for you to be able to invest in the stocks market.
Yeah.
Another thing you have to do is evaluate the risks. Like what you do is like, are you a high risk appetite person? Are you a low-risk appetite person? You have to look at all these avenues. You have to look at, am I a medium? And they are there. And when I say risk, it does not mean that you might lose your money entirely. No, everything that we do in life is a risk we take.
Yeah.
And the moment you go and find out, like, this risk, like, for example, I'll give an example with what I do. Like, let's say money markets. Money market is a liquid product that gives you a low risk return on your principal and interest. What do I mean when I say that? You're able to save and get interest compounded daily or monthly, depending on which organization you involve yourself with. And the other important thing is that product is liquid. So you are able to, what do I mean by liquid? When I say liquid, it means that you can be able to deposit and withdraw from that product at any particular moment that you want to, which gives you a leverage to access your money in case you have any emergencies. Then we have fixed deposit. Fixed deposit is a medium risk investment. So when you do a fixed deposit, you are aware in the back of your mind that I cannot access these funds for a period of this time. And you discipline yourself such that no matter what happens, you know that I cannot access these funds for maybe a period of 1 year. So you need to discipline yourself. Also, you need to know yourself, like, what am I getting myself into when I put this money in a fixed deposit? It's probably you have a project that you want to achieve. So you need to be disciplined, one, and you need to be determined that you're going to achieve that.
Yeah.
And most of the times people will think it's difficult, but you have to try to know that you can achieve it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good one. And it's just funny the way we are, like, it's almost repeating discipline and determination and getting to your goals when it comes to investments. So let's say a person asked me to ask this question.
Yes.
Let's say I have like 3 places I want to invest in, but I don't have all that money. Can I take a loan to invest in all those the 3 places that I want to invest in, or should I wait for this investment to grow, then come and service these other investments?
Good question. Like we said in the beginning, it's a myth that I have to have a lot of money so that I can invest.
Yeah.
So for me, borrowing is a no-no because when God tells us, do not borrow but be a lender to many nations. So what happens is that start slow.
Yeah.
Because that way you'll be able to discipline yourself. You'll be able to master the art of saving.
Yeah.
So like we said, the tree of wealth starts with a small seed.
Yes.
So begin small, then grow, and now diversify into different investment platforms.
Yeah. Let's talk about investing during crisis.
Wow.
Is it is it advisable for someone to invest during any crisis?
In fact, it's the best time to invest during crisis because most of the people have the myth thing going and they say that, okay, the world is coming to an end. Well, possibly it's not coming to an end anytime soon. So it is during a pandemic like in this season that anyone who has a solution to offer is going to prosper.
Yeah.
Or is going to fill their pockets with money because they came up with an idea.
Yeah.
Like, let's say the people that came up with the idea of making masks and selling them.
Yeah.
Right now, they are making a lot of money and they will have exponential growth because there is a demand for that particular thing. So you have to identify with what solutions can I give to the society. And everyone has been given that opportunity. If you do not know what to do, kindly, for me, like personally, there's that phase where you need to find yourself and what is your purpose. So I say go back to the Father, our Heavenly Father, and ask if you do not know. Most people believe that you cannot get an answer, but believe me, He gives an answer. And He has given me answers for so many things that I'm doing currently. So you go back and ask Him, what should I do? I'm thinking of doing this and that. Is it the right thing? Should I enter into it? And how do you do that? By going to Him in prayer and fasting, you'll be able to get a solution for it. And He will truly answer you at the end of the day. And how does He answer? For Him, His word and peace. There's some peace that He gives to you, and there's a word that He gives you that you know He's given you a directive to go ahead and do that particular thing that you want. And if it is a risky business that you're going to lose your money, He will advise you against it. So during this pandemic, I would advise that people not be afraid to invest, probably in stocks, in money markets. Like getting passive income is really, might seem like, why should I be earning like a shilling on a money market?
Yeah.
You might see like it's not something, but at the end of the day it will accumulate to something and you'll be shocked because the moment your principal is working for you, you're able to get returns, the interest or the dividends or the profits that come out of it, and that those baby investments that you've gotten back is able to work again for you. So another advice I have is most people that do work do not pay themselves. They want to pay everybody else. Like they want to buy shoes, buy clothes, buy all sorts of things, but they forget to pay themselves.
Right.
So I read this book, and I would like the youths out there to grasp that book and read it. It's called The Richest Man in Babylon. It's quite informative, and they will get a lot out of it because it teaches us to, even if you're getting an income, no matter how little, pay yourself first. Think to yourself that I need to pay myself before I can pay any other person. Then you'll be able to build that basket of investment that will grow literally. So I know that an average person, before something becomes a habit, you need to have done it over like 66 days for you to have grasped it and continue doing it. And it feels better the moment you start putting like a shilling and tomorrow you find yourself with 5 shillings. It feels nice.
Yes.
As opposed to your pockets always being empty.
Right.
Yeah, so I'd urge people not to be afraid to go out and invest during these times because you'll be surprised.
Yes. Yeah. And actually, yesterday I watched a video where a person, if you invest 300 bob per day, in like 20 years, you'll be having, with an interest of 10%, I think, per annum, you'll get at least 6 million in 20 years.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
That people think that they can't do little, but see what you're saying. I also watched another one that said the Boda Boda guys came together and they were putting 50 shillings per day. And all of them were able to build a real estate development, and now they are renting it out and they're getting profit out of it. Who'd have thought 50 shillings would be so much?
Yes.
Yeah, so like I said, it all boils down to what we think.
Yes.
Yeah.
And understanding the value of our money. I think so. So I want to invest. Give me a plan. How do I come up with a saving plan?
Okay, how do you come up with a saving plan? Number one, you have to sit down, think, what do you want to do? Well, like we said, we have schemes like SACCOs, we have shares, and we have property, then we have commercial ventures. So you identify a project that you want to get yourself involved in, and find someone to help you in it, like we said. Strategize on how you're going to achieve this target.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So for me, I like to say, like, have a vision board. I don't know how many of you do a vision board, but everything begins by how, number one, we think about it.
Yes.
And then we write it down. There's something about the way we think, and when we put it down on paper,
Yeah.
then even the Bible tells us in Habakkuk 2:2 that write the vision down,
Yeah.
that they may run that read it. So every time you read and remind yourself that this is what I want to do, you'll be able to achieve it because you put it down in a vision. You keep seeing it, like you put it in a place where every day it reminds you that I have a project that I must achieve. Another thing is getting someone that will be able to take you through that journey, assist you, help you to forge ahead and achieve that dream that you have.
Right. I think I had asked the questions. So what about, just give us a little glimpse of investing in stock markets and even buying government bonds. Mm-hmm. Tell us something small about that. Okay.
Buying stocks or government bonds is you identify a particular, let's say, company, organization that is selling off their stocks or something. And then, like we said, you have to have a stock broker who's taking you through, and you decide that I'm going to buy. Like, let's say, for example, when you're buying, like when people were buying Safaricom stocks, some were saying it is low, or not even necessarily Safaricom, all those that are usually there on the stocks market. You pick a product that might seemingly not look lucrative to you at that particular moment.
Right.
But later on, you'll be able to sell. Let's say, for example, like right now, most of the people would say the stocks is not a good place to invest at this particular moment. Well, it is a good moment for someone who has vision to see ahead, to go ahead and purchase these stocks right now, because later on, believe you me, it's going to appreciate and they can sell it and get profit at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So it depends from one person to another, and the knowledge and how the stocks broker is going to advise you.
Is the stock broker like a person or a company?
There are people that work for the stocks, and it's not you find them from these organizations, and identify one that is credible, an expert, and they've been approved by the Capital Markets Authority. So you have to do a background check, not just go and find someone out there who's going to use you, and at the end of the day, you're going to lose your money. Yeah. So you really have to have done a background check on this stock broker.
Yes.
Yes.
What of the government bonds? Most of or some years ago, you had to have like 50K, but I think right now it's available to have at least 3,000.
Yeah.
You can buy government bonds with 3,000 right now.
Yes, you can. Like I said, you do identify.
Yes.
They do advertisements for the government bonds, and they have a tenure, like that's a period of time that they're going to be running for.
Yeah.
And your money, your principal is guaranteed.
Yeah.
But this time you also have to be disciplined that you're not going to save, because they will not give you back the money until the period has ended.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're also good place to invest.
Yeah.
If you're looking for good return, they give good returns, I think. But also, before you can do that, why not do a background check as well for which organization as well can I put my money and get good returns, but in a timely position. Remember, I said liquidity is very important.
Yeah.
Because you never know the eventualities. So you really have to do that background check again. The liquidity, is it liquid? Is it, or after how long is it going to be liquid? How long can I access my funds? So do your basic due diligence before you can invest.
Yeah.
Because we do not want you to invest, and then again, another thing to look out for is look out for a person or an agent or a financial advisor like me who values your needs first.
Right.
That is not only looking to sell so they can have money in their pockets, and at the end of the day, they did not enlighten you on what it entails.
Yeah.
Like, for example, let's say someone convinces you put your money in a fixed deposit. Probably you had not even dug in and find out that you cannot access your money.
Yeah.
For a period of time.
Yeah.
So you have to be careful when filling in the forms.
Yes.
Be very diligent when doing it, knowing that the person is doing this at the best of your interest, not theirs. So you have to find someone also who is not keen on just making money and enriching themselves, and then they forget about you and turn their backs on you. When you have a problem, they will not look at you, or they will not advise you. They keep ignoring you. You will feel so bad. And you end up saying that probably an organization is bad, yet it is you that did not do your due diligence. And you did not have that discerning spirit to know whether this person really is trying to help me. For me, what I try to do is like, find out first, what does my client want? Or if they have a project, what are they intending to achieve at the end of the day, and help them do this. Yeah, sometimes it may feel like whatever you get in return is not big, but at the end of it, once that client has achieved their dream, they're going to remember you, and they will refer you to many more people.
True.
Yeah.
For the last question, it's about investing in land. We were talking with a friend last week where we said that you find I have money to invest, to buy land, then you're just there. I have a land somewhere, but you left it empty. Just try to advise or give an input in that.
Okay. Land is a very sensitive issue, again.
Yeah.
Number one thing you have to do is do a land search. Find out if the land that you're buying, is it legit? Is it? Are you going to get titles? And then the best time also to buy a land is off plan, probably. Maybe if you're not looking at a residential per se, or you're just buying land for farming or something, you have to look at all these aspects as well. So the land that you're buying is of good value. Always land appreciates.
Yeah.
You might buy today at 200,000.
Yeah.
in the next 3 or 5 years to come, that land will not be going for the same amount of money. It will be
True.
going for about 1.5 million and above. And you can see the time period that is there. That the person who had that 200,000 at that particular moment felt, no, there's no need to put it. But the person who was wise enough to put down and buy that land at that particular moment, if they had the intention of selling it at a later date and getting profit, they'll be making good money.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you for gracing us, and just give us your last words. Anything that you wanted to say that you haven't said yet.
Okay, I would say the journey of investment is not easy. Like I might seem to talk here and say that it's like A, B, C, D. No, you need to sit down, plan, determine, strategize, diversify, and at the end of the day, have someone who will hold your hand through that journey to achieve that goal that you so much desire to achieve.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Angela. Thank you guys for watching this show, and remember to subscribe, share, and like this video. Till next Friday, goodbye.